Hey guys, JC Rangel with another video here, and I just posted a status on my Facebook fan page, and I said, you know what, I need to elaborate a little bit more on this. This is a powerful message, and it was just something I was feeling at the moment. I'm here on Sunday at my office. I was driving by, so I stopped by to wash my car. There's a car wash right next to me, and get organized for the week. I like to finish my day before I start it, so I'm kind of getting my rest of the week organized, finishing my Monday before it even starts, visualizing a successful Monday. But anyways, with that said, guys, I wrote a status that I kind of got from Biggie Smalls where he says, I went from negative to positive, and that's all I said. But then in addition to that, I said, and the reason for that was because of the books that I've read and the people that I associated with. See, one of my mentors a long time ago said to me, JC, you are where you are exactly because that's exactly where you deserve to be. Because of decisions that you've made in the past, it's nobody else's fault. It's not the government's fault. It's not your job's fault. It's not your business fault. It's not anybody's fault but your fault. And then another one of my mentors told me a long time ago, he says, JC, where you will be in the future will be determined based on the books that you read and the people you associate yourself with. And that is so, so true. Okay, so if you want to, if you hang out with positive, upbeat winners that have goals in life, guess what you're going to end up being? A positive, upbeat winner with goals in life that achieves goals. You're going to be a go-hitter. If you hang out with 5 broke people, guess what you're going to be? You're going to be number 6. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be very, very careful who you associate with. George Foreman says your network determines your net worth. So I remember that and then in addition to that, at the end I wrote, I lived in poverty, but poverty never lived in me. I remember when I was a kid, man, our idea, my mom would take us to this restaurant called Bobo's when we were kids, Bobo's Burgers. And our idea of going out was going out to this Bobo's Burgers like once every 3 weeks. That was the only time that we were able to drink soda. Every other time we used to drink milk with every meal. It was crazy. And so I remember we'll go to this Bobo's. It was like $3 or $2.50 or something like that for a hamburger combo. And to us, that was like phenomenal. When we went to Bobo's, which was like 2 miles away, we were going out, and that was fancy to us. And I remember the first time that I went to a quote-unquote fancy restaurant, which is what I called it, was when I joined karate when I was a kid, and I remember we would always go to Denny's, and a bunch of different restaurants like Denny's, but especially Denny's. I remember thinking that was the fanciest restaurant ever, and I remember I called my mom, and I said, Mom, we just went to this fancy restaurant, it's called Denny's, and I had a steak, and I put a lot of steak sauce on it, and my mom was like, oh, that's good, son, that's good, and she was always very, you know, like a mom is, you know, very encouraging and happy for me. And I was experiencing these things, and now I realize how I saw that place like a super fancy restaurant. So, but I always knew that one day, I had no idea I was a kid, that one day I used to tell my mom, I'm going to retire you, Mom. I'm going to make you proud. One day I'm going to do this. One day I'm going to do that. And guess what? I'm 31 years old. When I was about 25 or 26 years old, I retired my mom. And since then, she hasn't worked. Why? Because I lived in poverty, but poverty never lived in me. I lived in poverty, but poverty never lived in me. I always knew. See, you could know without knowing. Does that make sense? What I mean is this. You could know that you're not going to be in that situation for very long. That is temporary. That a setback is just a setup for a comeback. You could know that where you are right now is temporary. You don't have to know how. The how will take care of itself as long as you know why. So remember, okay, who you hang out with, the books you read, okay, and then poverty or whatever the situation is. You could be in a tough time, okay? You could be in poverty, but poverty doesn't have to be in you. It's just temporary if you know, but it only works. The way the law of attraction works, guys, is this. It only works if you have an unwavering faith where it doesn't matter, where you know this will soon be a blessing in disguise. And the reason why it's a blessing in disguise is because right now I have no idea why I'm going through these. But see, you're going to go through things, so you make sure that you don't just go through them, make sure that you grow through them. So guys, JC Rangel, that's my message. I'm very excited. We're helping a lot of people. I hope this message helped you guys out. And if you got some value from this message, why don't you go ahead and like it and comment it? And you know what? Why don't you share it? Let's go ahead and pay it forward. I don't ask for anything in return. The only thing that I ask for, is that we pay it forward. Meaning we pay other people. We share this information that's valuable and we pay other people, guys. I love you guys. I'll see you guys at the top or from the top. And remember, a setback is just a setup for a comeback. Don't just go through what you're going through. Grow through it. And it's okay to be in poverty, but poverty doesn't have to be in you. Love you guys. JC. Bye.